Hello, everyone. Straight from Lithuania, I've got Pedro Mota, who is right now in Portugal. Pedro, where in Portugal exactly you are located right now?
I'm located in Lousada. It's near Porto, near in the north of Portugal. It's in the interior of Portugal, in the north.
And just before we hit the button record, we talked about how lucky we both are that Pedro, you've been born in Porto, very close to the ocean, and I live here by the Baltic Sea, and then we
Yeah,
see each other on Facebook stories that we always either walking or bicycling. You are bicycling.
yeah.
By the ocean. So without further ado, I am so grateful to represent Pedro Mota, who today is presenting Portugal. So Pedro, could you share with us what do you stand for? What have you been doing in your company for the last 12 years, and what are the things we should know about you?
Okay, I work for a public company that manage the swimming pool and sports complex in Lousada, and I'm the general manager of the company, which I am. I manage all the sectors of companies, so the sports, the maintenance, the cleanings, everything. So I manage all the things, even the marketing of the company, because we have a big budget, but we are a small company in numbers of employees. So we need the support of everybody, every employers, that we have to help us grow and do a good service.
I see. And I have a different question for you. Normally, I would go to the question of the world record, but it's a different question now. What is one thing that truly frustrates you in the world today?
I think I have that problem in work, that it's the people are getting more and more individually. They don't work as a group. They don't work as a team. For us, I think us, and I look at people, at workers, and I've been coached too some years ago. I've been coached for 20 years, and I see the difference in kids too. They are more individual. For us to get a good team working with one objective, it's difficult because we have to fight 10 times more. We have to make a bigger effort to do it. So that's what I think the world is changing because everybody looks to it is himself, not for the group, not for the community. And I think
Mm.
that's the problem of the world. I think it's spreading. When I was in your country last year, I saw some differences. Your country is still different from my country. My country is it's difficult. It's different because in your country things didn't change yet. I think they are changing because I talk with some friends and things are changing. But from the times of our fathers until now, life is changing, and I think more and more we are looking for ourselves, or as I say, we are looking for the mirror that we called uh, iPhone or a tablet or something else.
Mm.
We don't look
That's
for the people
interesting.
that's in front of
Mhm.
us.
That's such an interesting notice you are drawing. And why do you think that is? That we are tuning more and more into me rather than we.
I think that the little thing that we have, that everybody has, that's a phone, a mobile phone with the world. We have the world in our hands. So I many times say that if I have a question, I can call it, I can ask it, Mr. Google or Dr. Google, like I say. Now we have Chat GPT, so people don't rely on the knowledge of older people. We still learn. I learn with you, you learn with me, I learn with my father. with my friends, with my colleagues, with people that work so many years in the same job. We transmit knowledge, and the kids of today, I think they don't want to know about what I know, what you know. They gonna drink the juice on the phone, on the computer. And sometimes that information is not the best because we have the right way to do it, but the right way to do it for me cannot be the right way to do it for you. In my country can work, in your cannot work. And what a computer says to me, it's what in the world it's the best answer, not for Portugal or not for Lithuania, for example. And I think that's the
Mm.
problem. The kids of today, they look for answers in Dr. Google, don't look for answers
Mm.
in their fathers or in their neighbors or in the people that work with them or the teachers. And I'm also a teacher, and today the teachers are losing importance for the kids.
Mm. As you speak, I what I always do it is so for the listeners to give maximum value. It is just to let it sink through me, and I'm like literally asking myself the question and then why. There are moments where I feel that doing certain things alone will be faster than doing with a team. um, Deciding certain things alone will be better than with a team. Just try to
Yes, to
to to
understand
put
it,
that on me to understand that gap, because that gap is such a it's it's generational, it's social, it's economical, it has
yes,
so
yes,
many layers, it's kind of holistically weaved around. And one thing what comes to my mind is just from my experience that I believe as well, in our education and the way we are growing up, um, if we are acknowledged for individual efforts, we are acknowledged for individual success matters more than the success of my brotherhood or sisterhood or community
yeah,
or the team, right? And yeah, and then as you say, it requires more effort to work in a team, and to because it might feel slowlier. It does. It is slowlier because you have to listen to everybody,
to
to
everybody.
tune
And
into that.
I had once
Yeah.
I had a
Mhm.
coach. I had a coach that told me, and I said that to my athletes many times. The team will not be better than its worst element. A
Mhm.
team will never be better than its worst element. So what I do in my teams, I say that, and I look for the worst element, and I say, okay, let's go, let's pick them up, let's put him on our level, and let's raise the teamwork. And it's easier if we let the worst element alone and work alone. But for the years or over the years, I've tried to work the teams that I had. First, the water polo teams, because I trained water polo. It's I think it's a very hard game, and it's very hard. We need intelligent people, I say. So if we can work the team, if we can join the team on one goal, if we can pick the worst element that we have, we will always be successful. We can do whatever we want. And
Mm.
sometimes, and I always worked with teams. So, but in this project that I have now, in this work that I have now for 12 years, in the beginning I had a problem. For many times I did what you say. I worked alone. I decided alone. I wanted to do things alone because it's faster, it's easier, it's all under my control. But it's a
Mm.
hard job, hard work. We give ourselves and we look at the clock and we are completely uh, in that task, and we life passes through us and we don't see it. That's
Yeah.
the main problem that I see when we work alone. So if we work as a team, we can delegate tasks to others, and it's easier for us to do. And I think we always gonna reach higher objectives with the teams.
Mm. And I wonder what let's discuss, like, what do you think is needed like mentally, and maybe even, I don't know, energetically, spiritually, to be in place, within my human. So I have that space in my mind, I have that expansiveness in my mind um to involve the teams and to be so aware of what you just said, that, am I, Laura, gonna do, am I doing that now on behalf of others because that's more comfortable, or, like, what does it take for a human being or leader to be able to have enough spaciousness in the head, and maybe not only to, yeah, to break that pattern and start involving teams, communities, whatever. um,
I think for the team and closer, because they are the closest people to us, we need to have the trust. We need to trust in those who are next to us. For me, I talk about me, about
yourself,
what
yeah. Uh-huh.
experience told me, that I need to trust in people. And after trust, that's what something I had something prepared about the question, and I'm going to say it. I'm going to
Yeah, I
start
will ask
revealing it.
that, yeah, for sure.
After trust, we have the people's I always say the people's skills, and the
Mm-hmm.
skills that of those who are around us. We have to measure of the what can they bring us, and creativity. It's important. I say that the people that work with me, they have to be 50% skilled in that specific job, and 50% creative. If they are 50% creative, they're gonna help me. They're gonna say sometimes, like me, stupid things. But when we say stupid things, intense stupid things, we're gonna pick up five or six that maybe have something to do with what we want, and will help us grow. And sometimes the things that we don't even care or don't give importance, they will help us to, we're gonna pick up something in that. And my teams work like that, and I like to work like in that way: trust, creativity, efficiency, excellence. So that's the point of my, or the base of my teams.
Hmm. And I again think about the going back to the question, like, what does it take for a leader to be so aware of its own biases and start involving people? Doesn't matter if that's a team, a community, and etc. And when it comes to trust, I know that we all have different kind of perspectives, but I feel that trust is such a kind of, in a way, cliche already, or, it's a big paradox with it. Because I'm thinking, what will it take for me as Laura to be brave enough, and bold enough, just to involve people whom I don't even know, whom I yet I just don't know if I can trust them. So the question is, like, what can it take for leader to make that courageous step with open heart, open mind, knowing that we want to create something beautiful for the humanity, to involve people whom we don't even know, you know? What do you think it is needed?
First, I think we should be in some way committed with
Hmm.
the purpose that we want to achieve. If we are committed with that purpose, I think naturally we'll give the best of us, and we can take the best of the people that work with us. And when we're going to choose someone to work with us, sometimes people are next to us, and naturally they will join us and they will be on our team. Sometimes if the teams are imposed by, because we have to put that number of people on our teams, uh, I think being a leader is also, because if you are a leader, because you have the skills to be leader, because you naturally can do it. So you can always, I talk about me, I look at people, I'm not different from anybody, but I look for 10 people around, I talk with them half an hour, and I know the position of
Mhm.
each member in the group. So as me as a leader, I just have to try and give tasks, and to do the specific tasks for people that I see that are more that gonna do a better job or gonna help. And when we are in community, and I say about it because we have a project with old people. We created with the municipality a league of Bossia for older people. We have 400 people doing
Wow.
every month a tournament. We do 900 games in 1 year. So we have four leagues of 16 teams. So every month we have 400 people playing, and it's me as a team leader. It's me that I have to choose the right people to go and work with older people, and older people are a specific population. If I put someone there that doesn't care about older people, it's not going to be a good service. It's not going to be good for the community.
Mm,
So, for me as a leader, I have to have the capacity of choose who's the right people for the right job, and
okay.
that comes with the years. Sometimes we failed, sometimes we are successful, and over the time, I look at myself and look at my friends because we talk a lot. We have a group of managers, of sports managers, and we share these kind of conversations. And over the times, we know the profile of the persons to the right place.
I see. In a way, yeah, it takes bravery just to give yourself a chance to be surprised and to learn from another human being. In your case, giving tasks to people. Let's go to the world record question, Pedro. So, how is the world better off because you and your company are in it?
uh, because we make people smile.
Oh, love that. And
That's
how does
that's
that happen?
that's when me and my team, when we have meetings to to evaluate the progress of the year of the season. Many times I say to them and they say to me, we are working well when people want to come back, when people get out of the pool, of the game, of the physical session, of the hydrotherapy session, and they smile and they say to us, okay, teacher, I want to come back. You are the best. This is the best place for us. So I think the world is better when we can put smiles on people's faces. And my company works with people for the people. And we have some, we care about people. So we work from the person that receives in back office, to the teacher, to the one that takes care of the water. We work with one purpose, is to put people smiling. And 30% of our people are older people, so we have to take care of them. And if they smile, we are doing a good job. Then we have another thing that for me it's important for the future and for the world, and I think the world is which will be better. Water, it's every day we're gonna have problems with finding good water, and we work with water every day. And if we don't find ways to save water, for example, if we don't care about the environment, about the energy consumption, so I know that we spent a lot of water, so we have to find ways to save water. I know that we spent a lot of gas, so we have to find ways to be more efficient. And we have solar panels. We implemented a lot of measures to help to prevent spending money without and don't and taking care of the environment. So the world will be better with our company because we smile, we save, we protect. and that's it.
Oh, that is so fascinating. I just can imagine those 400 people, especially older people, smiling. I mean, just thinking about what level of energy they are creating, not only for themselves, but for the grandkids,
Yes, yes.
and
That
community
it's only
around.
and that it's only off water, because in the swimming pool we have 1,000 kids from the first to fourth grade kids. We have 1,000 every week go there, and they smile. And
Oh,
we have also 3,000 people doing swimming and hydro gym and hydrotherapy. So we have the universe of more or less 4,000 people in
yes.
our
So in a
company.
way, you are producing smiles, Pedro.
Yes,
Smiles and
yes, yes,
health.
yes. It's true. Yes, it's true.
Yeah, right. Health and energy, and
When we
and
say that
that
we
is.
like to smile, smile is the smiling is the main purpose for us.
Oh,
We can
yeah,
have.
that's wonderful. I hope to
I was
see
saying
that
one
one
thing.
day.
When I choose a professional to work, um, they send me the CV and I do the interview, and the first thing that I say to them, it's are you comfortable to work with people? Are you comfortable to work with people from 6 months to 100 years old? They say yes, and I put them in one of my classes, and I say, okay, do what you know how to do. And I don't care if they have the all the skills, all the professional skills. If they can get the commitment with the class, if they can put people laughing, for me it's a good professional. I want to after
Amazing.
that I can teach them how to be good technical
Yeah,
teachers.
yeah,
But that part of
absolutely.
the that part when they have to conquer the class, that's more important. That's they have to get at the end of the class and people smile and say, hey teacher, I want you again the next week. That's important. So smile. So getting the people smiles is important.
Yeah,
Yes,
you
yes,
make
it's true.
me smile and laugh. Yeah,
Yes.
it's such a great and purpose and impact. And I think that in your industry, especially, I mean, when you can instantly see that when both kids or just people who've been in your kind of activities, they walk out lighter, more happier and smiling. That gives a sense of fulfillment, like here and now, right? It's
Yes,
not
yes.
something that you don't see, because there are so many other industries where you are doing, like, you believe you are fulfilling the impact, but then you
But you don't
just
have the
can't see
feedback.
that. Yeah, you
Yes,
just
you don't
don't
have
have
that
that
immediate
instant
feedback.
feedback. And then it's just not, yeah, it's kind of your brain fills that empty gap. I have other questions, like more vulnerable questions, because I really want to reveal you as a human. I know that many of us, we kind of, when I say word failure, we been taught that there are no failures, there are always lessons, and we kind of not dig into that deep enough, intentionally enough, to really understand how one or another failure truly amplified us or truly elevated us. So the question would be, Pedro, in your 12 years, like while you've been general manager of this company, what were the maybe a couple of, or maybe one major mistake, the one that truly grew you?
Uh, that's difficult.
I know.
I've done some mistakes, and I I have a theory, but we do mistakes, but when we do it, we are convinced that that was the right decision in that time. It's like regretting something. We should not never regret. Like mistakes, sometimes we do mistakes because we are doing something that we think it's right. Maybe some years from that point, I consider that a mistake. And sometimes is the I think my mistakes, some of my mistakes were trusting people or choosing people that I thought they were the right person for the right job. But with time, people show me that it's not true. I think that's one of my mistakes because all the other decisions, good or bad, that I taken over the time were the best decisions that I have to make in that moment. So I learn
Yeah.
with that. That's why we learn. It's mistake, okay. Maybe it's not a mistake. It's a lesson because in that moment it's what you believe. In the future, maybe it's not because we learn not to do it anymore.
Okay. That's interesting. I will share one of my mistakes that truly, truly changed me. And I got aware about that maybe, yeah, 5, even maybe 7 years later. Um, when I ran my first company, I was very, very young. And the biggest fear, which I always had, it is to disappoint people. People who believed in my crazy idea, who helped to from zero to create something from the scratch, and when I needed to make a big bold decision, because we've been in the industry, which is there are seasons, and there is a minus season
Hmm.
and a plus season in talking about the
Yeah.
profit and revenue. And my biggest fear was always to not be able to give them what I promised, to give them the dignity and other things. So there were a couple of decisions which I made from fear, and I made secretly without involving all of 60 people, because it's 60 people, it's not a lot. So
Hmm.
it's possible to involve all of them. And then, of course, that decision didn't turn out very well, and then only when it was a huge failure, we lost a lot of money, and all of these things. So yeah, so then I believe there was like some kind of lunch, and one of the ladies within the team, she started asking me like, why did you make those choices without us? And then I said that I was afraid to, um, yeah, to let you in this world, and kind of tell you that we have waves in business, and that I'm not even
Hmm.
sure if I can be able to pay salaries, in half of the year. And I was very young back then. But that and yeah, and that was such a major lesson for me, in a way that truly not only changed my behavior, but it changed the way I think, that it is okay
Hmm.
to be transparent, absolutely transparent, absolutely vulnerable, and just if that's my choice to build a company, and these are the people who are going together, and it's our endeavor. We all, I mean, I want that from them. Yes, I would.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that was the
Yeah. And Laura,
that. Mhm.
I I have something here that I brought with me to. That
Yeah.
was one of reports we do every 3 months. We have to do a report, and I finished the January, February, and March report, first trimester, uh, and there's something that I do it for the board, for the administration, and they have to present it to the municipality. And one of the things that I have here is the values of the company. And I've been listening to you and our
Mhm.
talk. It's all through these values. I'm going to say it to you because I think it's
Yeah,
important.
sure.
I'm going to share it. uh, I'm going to read this so it's fast. We work every day through the sports activities so that we can be a way of health promotion and the well-being of the population. We create value with quality offers and diverse, socially, and inclusive. So we privilege the now. This is important because it's all the topics that we talk about. Me and you saying some. We privilege teamwork, creativity, transparency, efficiency, excellence, responsibility, and individual respect, compromise, compromise with the organization, with the municipality, with the population. So this is what we represent. So you see, this is
Oh yeah,
it's
it's
all
an
here.
entire ecosystem. It's an
So
ecosystem of all these parts weaved in.
yeah,
Beautiful.
and I put this on the report because it's the values of the company that we all within have to respect. And in our conversation, in our talk, we talk about all of them. It's I think we are unanimous of the values that we need to have to be good managers, good CEOs, good to change the world. And
Oh
yes,
yeah, yeah.
I've reviewed in your words because I started this work very young. I was 30 years old when I was CEO or general manager for the first time. They put the company in my hands. Basically, I was the second person after the administration, and I had to do some decisions, some hard decisions. And I reviewed myself in your words. I didn't lost
Mm.
money, but I had to do some decisions. For example, I remember now I can tell you I have to do some decisions that today I don't do it. But in the past, because of economical reasons, I had to say no. We're not gonna buy this machine. No, we're gonna fix it. No, we're gonna try to save money here, there, and there. And sometimes we sacrifice the well-being of our clients because we
We
didn't.
do.
And today I think the opposite. I think okay, if we invest in people, we're gonna have the payback of that investment.
Mm. Do you ever felt like a really huge inner conflict between your own values and the way the business context was, or the decisions you needed to make because of the board and stakeholders and
Yes,
shareholders maybe as well, and what was that inner conflict?
I think it's of the objectives that the way I look at the company and the way I look in the future, and sometimes economical reasons and political reasons or choices, not reasons, choices. Economical and political choices cannot be what I see as the best. And sometimes I get that conflict. So,
Mm.
and we have to adapt. And thankfully, I have a good relationship with the board, and we do meetings, and I share with them my perspective, and they share with me their perspective. And I think in 99% of the times you can find a middle way to
Mhm.
join and not to conflict. But
Mhm.
conflicts have happened. Yes, they have
Yeah.
happened.
Okay, and here comes the last question. What type of rituals, maybe there is one significant ritual that helps you, Pedro, and your team, I know it's not a big team, to truly stay anchored every day to produce these smiles? And what are these rituals?
I'm going to say something that follows me for 25 years. It's something that I've learned from the first days of me teaching older people. I don't know if in your country it's the same thing, but one of our rituals, and it's something that I always pass to my teachers, to my teams. If I You are Laura, right? Imagine yourself as a 80-year-old lady alone in the house. And one time in the week you're going to the pool, you're going to a new place. And for 1 week, tell me who has called you by your name.
Mm.
You are alone in your house. You in 1 week you don't listen your name. You only listen your name when the mail comes and say, "Oh, Laura, you are Laura," or else no one calls you by your name. One thing that I do and I tell my people to do is to call people by their names,
Oh, that is
because
so beautiful.
Mrs. Laura is going to listen her name for the first time, because sometimes we are talking about people that are alone in life, or they only live with the husband or the wife. They don't call them for the first name. So if you say, "Hi, hi Laura, how are you? Hi Maria, hi Joseph, hi Pedro, hi," and you hug them, and that's very important for them, because some of them already forgot their names. Believe me, that's
Oh
true.
my
And
God.
that's
I have
something.
tears in my eyes.
No, it's true, and
It
it's
is true,
true.
yeah. And it's just such a distinctive um ritual, and such a meaningful ritual, such a human-centered ritual.
Yes.
Um yeah, because yeah,
And you know what
that that
happens?
that that kind of imagining, yourself at that age. Yeah, most of us, I mean, going back to the dialogue, our dialogue in the beginning, that we are so comfortable today, focusing on like individual success and what's in there for me and for me, and not
Yeah.
looking at the, yeah, at the wider picture, and communicating and sharing and connecting. uh, Many people, maybe including you and I mean, we might end up in the same situation,
In the same situation. Yeah.
and then having a
And
center
we,
like yours with those rituals. I mean, that is like, you are looking forward to go there because you know that you will
yes,
be recognized as a human.
yes, as a person, as someone who has value. And we learn with them. We learn a lot with them. And I was telling you, you know what happens sometimes? Sometimes I'm in my office, and the the entrance of my office, it's the first office in the entrance of the pool, and sometimes that old ladies knock at the door and say, "Hi teacher, I'm going to leave you something here for you to take home."
Oh,
And we have potatoes,
amazing.
we have lettuce, we have oranges, we have lemons. They bring us the things that they have in house, that they grow up in their
Mm,
backyards, because they feel connected with us.
yeah,
We create
yeah.
that
This is
that connections. That's so we have, if we work for smiling, for smiles, if we work for their well-being, we will have everything, and the world will be better, I believe.
it is already better, Pedro. It is already
Yes.
better. Well, thank you so much for being with us here. I feel that I
Oh,
could keep on
thank you.
talking and asking just another bunch of questions, but I really hope that we're gonna do that very soon here in
Yes,
Lithuania,
we will meet soon, and
if
we
not in
have
Portugal. Well, thank you for being with us. You made me smile, you made me laugh, and I am really sure that everyone else will be left with a very warm feeling after this chat of ours. So thank
yes.
you, Pedro.
Okay, thank you.